Hey,
Are you
Caitlin.
gonna start tap dancing?
I could start tap
Do you tap
dancing.
dance?
No, God, no. I mean, I have done dancing before, but I've never tap danced. I've done ballroom dancing. I've done the tango, which isn't that fun.
That's ballroom though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's part of ballroom. I can. What is it? Jitterbug? Is that what it is?
Oh,
I could also do
cute.
the Charleston. I'm really good at
Yeah.
the Charleston, but the Charleston's also like two moves. It's nothing. It's just dun, 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 dun. Yeah, because I was in show choir, don't you
Yes.
know, back in the day.
I that's why I was like, it wouldn't surprise me if you were if you had a little dancing.
Oh
A
yeah,
little
I mean I
dance.
don't do it anymore, but I did. But never ever ballet, no, like none of that kind of stuff or
Okay.
tap dancing. I could probably fake a tap dance maybe, but
I don't
um,
I don't think you should fake tap dancing. That just then you're
mm,
just stomping.
kind of. You're shuffling and stomping, yeah. So
Yeah.
no, not gonna dance.
Did you know? Before we get to perfecting our AI prompting, I need to tell you that I was wandering through Target with my tiny human. She's like a medium human now, but they sell tap shoes at Target, and Dorothy was like, "I need these," and I was like, "I will go actually insane. You may not." I didn't say that. I was like, "Oh, wait, those don't fit
Hmm.
you. Put them back, please."
Yeah, no, and Zach just confessed in the chat that he can swing dance. Does Chloe swing dance too, or just you?
Really?
Oh, oh,
He's gonna unmute. Unmute.
oh. Okay. Did you just
Where
grow
did
up
you?
learning how to swing dance?
I
Was
know. I was
that
like, where
the
did you
cult you
learn to
were
swing
raised in? You were
dance?
swing dancers? Mm. Yeah, so Zach was not raised in a cult. It was just a small town.
That
Um,
is so cute.
did you square dance in high school? Yep,
Yeah.
we did too. Yep.
My mom was my PE teacher, and so she's still like line dancing, square dancing.
Carol.
I know. I know.
Wow.
She's at
I'm
my
going
house as we
to
speak, probably cleaning my garage because she's an actual angel.
then I am going to make a suggestion to Carol that you either do like line dancing or square dancing or swing dancing at one of your camp carols.
Well, Camp Carroll is no longer because they moved to Southern Illinois.
Oh,
So
that's
the
right.
camp is, but I did see my mom's concession was if they moved off the lake, their next house had to have a pool. And they're visiting us right now. And my dad brought the plans for
For the
their pool
pool.
house and the pool. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, we got to help pick the pool liner.
I feel like
And
it's just going to be. I think this is good. I think this is going to be Camp Carol's going to come back with the pool.
yeah, absolutely. I think the real kicker will be whether or not people are willing to travel that much farther.
Oh, that's true because your whole family's kind
Yeah.
of around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But
it's not that
people
far.
if Carol invites you, you got to come.
Well, she's
So,
never
at
invited
least
me,
once.
so I don't even think she knows who I am.
Do
So,
we want to Oh, she knows.
oh,
She
she's
knows
listened to the
about she's
podcast. I think her and her
Yeah,
friends,
well,
right?
and like I talk about you. So,
Oh, okay. Oh, that's very
you know.
sweet.
Yeah.
Sometimes Brian's mom asks about you. How's Caitlin doing? I'm like, Caitlin's good.
Lori.
She just remembered you.
What a dolly.
Her biggest thing is when I mentioned somebody from work, she's like, "Were they at the pool?" And I'm like, "Because we did our summer party at my pool
Yeah.
2 years in a row," and I would be like, "Yes or no," like they weren't. Like it was.
Yeah.
It's really funny. So she's like, "Well, I don't know them then," and I'm like, "No, you don't. It's fine."
That's
All right,
really
so
sweet.
yeah, it
Aw.
is. We're gonna, and it's also like a really good sign of like memory as you get older. I'm learning, like as I stumble across, I think it was last episode, Jeff Goldblum couldn't remember.
I was
Like the
just
more
telling
you
Jessica this.
talk to people and talk about people and share information from your near term, it keeps your brain going. Like you've
Huh.
got to like actually socialize. And I'm like, oh, the introvert in me says I don't want to leave the house, but you're supposed to socialize to keep the brain fresh.
I
And that's one of the
told
things they always talk about.
driving to lunch today, I told Jessica, I was like, I used to really trust my remembrance of things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gotten less sturdy as the
Oh,
moments have ticked by.
the first time I had to
So it's
ask
not great.
somebody if I actually did something or just thought about doing it and it was so good in my head that I figured I'd done it already, I was like, oh, this is not good. All right, but maybe with the right prompting, AI can help us remember things. That would be a
Yes.
good use, using it for memory. Although
Yeah.
then it's got all that stuff stored in the cloud, so
Yeah.
only certain memories, not all of them.
That seems a
Yeah,
little scary. I don't know
and
if I'm
then
ready to give over my memories to the robots yet.
right, and I feel like that gets us into like a what is it? The is it Priority Report? Was that the one where they had
Minority Report?
my no they had the pre-crime Minority Report? Maybe it was. Yeah, you're right.
I don't
Minority
know.
Report. I don't
I'm
know what that
not the
movie is.
person to ask.
But that movie that
Even
had
when my memory was good, I'm not the person to ask about movies.
yeah, they had pre-crime where they had like these triplets or twins or whatever that were in some goo and they could actually see what's going on in the world. They were connected to everybody. And so if you were having thoughts about committing a crime, they would know and alert the authorities and you'd be arrested before you committed the crime.
Yeah.
That's dangerous territory because thinking about committing a crime and actually doing it are two very different things. So,
You can't
anyway,
be prosecuted for the thought of unless it's like
well,
premeditated and you actually carry it out.
not
So it's
today you
an
can't, but
impediment to free
apparently,
speech. Okay.
I mean, in that movie you could. So don't
Yeah.
let the robots get your thoughts. But
Shall
you can
we
get their thoughts, right? If you
on a
prompt
hot buttered
properly.
rum as well, if you want?
Yeah, you could learn how to make hot buttered rum better. Although we did say don't use AI for recipes, so don't do that.
Yeah, you might end up
Um,
with glue in your rum.
I do love this one because it is one I could eat butter like by the spoonful. So there's that problem that I
Yeah.
have. Um, it's so creamy. It's a little spiced holiday cheer in a cup. It's just warm and like just warm and comfortable and like a big. It's like a holiday beverage hug, Caitlin.
Yeah. Yeah. We had rum batter, which is right. Is that what it's called? Yeah, rum batter. It's such a weird. It doesn't make sense to me.
Oh my god! So
Um,
this one is overly complex as well.
well, no, because
Well,
Tyrell
you're just
did it
making a
last year.
batter. It's not that
Yeah,
big of a deal.
it's not even a batter. It's like flavored butter, is what you're doing. You could use this, so like you could have your hot buttered rum, and then you could have like a fresh roll and put some rum batter on your bun,
Oh, yeah, it's
just
just
like Texas Roadhouse butter.
yeah, it's just butter, sugar, brown sugar, cinnamon, and a
Yeah,
little bit of clove and nutmeg.
yeah,
So yeah, it's just flavored butter.
yeah.
I would be 100% willing to buy like a tub of like the Kerrygold Irish butter and just like put the little mixer in it to soften it up, dump all this in and then just keep it going
I
and
think that's the point. Yeah.
I think I could do this.
Hot buttered rum batter is in a large mixing bowl. Add 1 pound of softened butter, 1 pound of brown sugar, 1 pound of white sugar, 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon each of ground clove and ground nutmeg.
That's a
Stir
lot of
to combine.
pounds.
Yeah.
It's 3 pounds of
It
stuff. Okay. I need a
Yep.
big bowl. Big bowl.
Well, the sugar will just like emulsify and dissolve. But yeah. We had rum butter in our fridge for a minute.
Oh, get to the next piece. I'm looking
Yeah.
ahead.
Stir to combine, then add 1 quart of lightly softened vanilla ice cream and stir again. Transfer to a container with a lid, seal, and store in the freezer. Ours was different. I think I would like this better because ours was literally just like butter and maybe some sugar.
This has the ice cream. That kind of got me. And definitely don't use like that French vanilla artificial yellow stuff. Use the
No,
like vanilla bean ice cream, like a real
I'm
vanilla.
the homemade vanilla flavor from
Yeah.
Blue Bunny is my favorite
Oh my
vanilla.
gosh. My brother thanks you for buying Blue Bunny ice
Ah,
cream.
yes. Well,
Helping
support
with his
local
paycheck.
business.
I know.
Uh,
He's also looking forward to when you and the rest of the crew will buy Asian food from his wife's food
can't
truck.
wait to
I
get me some
know.
sliders.
There is a rumor that it will be doing a limited run in the church parking lot where they go to church in Lamar's before the end of the year, but I have not heard for sure that that's happening.
I will
Also, it's
drive
getting
there.
very cold.
I know. I was like, that seems miserable. Okay.
So.
The recipe for this is 2 ounces of gold rum, a tablespoon of your rum batter, which we have previously reviewed.
How many
Boiling
tablespoons
water.
are in a pound? Because you got a pound of butter there, and then all the ice cream. A lot.
So many. So many.
Okay.
I think you could downsize this to like,
Oh,
you know.
I like your idea of just putting it on cinnamon rolls and toast, and oh, you could put it on like a sweet potato. It'd be really good.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right. Sorry, I keep interrupting you. So a tablespoon of hot buttered rum batter, 2 ounces of gold rum. Then what do we do?
Boiling water to top and garnish with a nutmeg, freshly grated, and a cinnamon stick. And then you just put your rum batter into a mug, fill it with boiling water, and stir.
And your rum. Rum and batter both go into the mug.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I'm
booze. Skipping just to the ice cream.
I know. Caitlin's like, I'm just going to eat this in a bowl.
Could
please.
you make this into like a milkshake?
I don't know why you couldn't.
You could do like a.
I mean, I feel like
a
if you
mudslide scenario.
I feel like if you just put milk or half and half in it in the blender, you would be there, or a little bit more ice cream.
I was gonna say just the ice cream.
I feel like it is a milkshake. You just need more ice cream and more rum. All right, I may have to get out the blender and
give this a go.
I just feel like I feel like I need to have rum batter in the freezer at all times.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I think I'm gonna send this to Tyrell and tell him he needs to try again.
Okay, I think that's good, and you can report back in the new year like how we're doing.
I shall.
All right, so should we take a break and
go find some ice cream?
With
Absolutely.
AI prompting? No, we're going to do AI prompting, Caitlin. AI prompting. Then you can have ice cream.
I would like AI to promptly get me some fucking ice cream.
All right, we are back and ready to prompt some AI, yo.
I still don't have any ice cream, but I'm going to let it slide this time.
All right, you can get some when you're done here. Although you're in the office. We don't have ice cream in the office, do we? Do we?
There's popsicles in the freezer.
Okay, you could maybe substitute a popsicle. I mean, I would text Tyrell and tell him that you want the rum batter, like, when you get home.
Chop, sir.
Except
as if he's not
working.
also at work and making significantly more money than I am.
I feel like Carol could make the rum batter if she's at your house right now. It's just like baking.
Like I said, she's cleaning my garage, so I'm not going to interrupt that flow.
Wow. Is she? She's an organizer, isn't she?
She's an organizer, and she can't sit still.
If you need
so my dad is finishing a project for us inside of our house, and she's just like scurrying about, being spectacular. I cleaned out so much stuff this weekend. It was amazing.
Doesn't it feel good?
It felt so good.
If she needs something else to do, or you need to get rid of her for a little while, our basement could use an organizing, and so could my office. Like, I have moved, like, behind me. I showed you, like, it's all neater, but it's all just over here on the other side.
Yeah.
All right, and that's
behind
something
you
AI
looks great.
Help me with. I know, like, there's plants.
I think
knew you'd
this is
appreciate the plants.
This is what we would tell an organizer, though. Be detailed and specific.
Right, which is your first tip for prompting AI. Yeah. And I think that what's interesting is think about what you really want and then put in like a really vague prompt. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's right up there with like, make me a picture of a tree. Okay.
What kind of tree?
There's so many trees.
Where is the tree?
What style of tree do you want? So, and same thing with, how do I, whatever. Mm-hmm. You've got to be specific. So, what's really interesting, we have several people taking an AI prompting class right now. Are you one of those?
I am.
Oh. And one of the things that I know that came up is like there are some AI prompts that are like pages long.
Yeah.
Like getting very, very, very specific. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting to see like the more detailed and specific you get, the more likely you are to get an output that fits what you want.
Yeah. I think the most interesting thing that I've learned from that so far, because I am unshockingly a little bit behind the like predicted or projected like course timeline or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I got kicked out of the course because I didn't start it fast enough. So you can rejoin at any time.
Rich.
I know, I'm terrible.
It's all right. But it was like act as. and so that's been an interesting like colorization where it's like, okay, pretend that you are a 37-year-old woman looking for a new doctor, and here are the considerations, or here are, the health things that I have. Like, what should I be asking? What should I be looking for? It is fascinating to me the speed at which processing can happen, because it's like a lot of these is like things that I could do, but I don't have the processing capability to do it at scale and at a speed that is efficient. And so it's like, help me be more efficient and process quickly.
Yeah, I agree. It's really wild, like, saying something like, how can I improve my marketing? Like, that's
Yeah.
again, and honestly, asking an agency that, going back to our agency tips episode,
Yeah.
like, that's not going to get you what you want. But what are 3 effective content marketing strategies for small businesses targeting a millennial audience?
Right.
That will get you
So much more
Yeah.
effective.
I mean, and honestly, for me, if I want 3, I ask it for 5. If I want 10, I ask it for 15. I want to see, because there's going to be some stuff in there that isn't working,
Yeah.
or isn't going to work for you.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Oops. I'm just like typing the wrong thing in the wrong window, and I'll just stop now. And I think that, like, and sometimes you can give it more information to be detailed, like give it a URL of a page. You
Yes.
can upload an article and ask it to summarize.
Yeah.
So those are all, like, the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. The more specific you are, the better.
I
And
think
one
the
thing,
other, this is like the other kind of hack for AI that I have found, and this actually comes from my husband, where he's like, when you read ChatGPT specifically, it has a tendency to be more like academic, or like a higher comprehension level. And so he's like, when I'm writing for certain things, I'll just say, like, write it at an 8th grade level, which I find really interesting, and
yeah, I
also
did
helps
that.
to like lower the bar a little bit and
Yeah,
make
so
it
I
sound
mean,
more human.
yep, telling it what education level your audience has, most people will know that.
Yeah.
I do think that, like, getting it to write at X grade level, that's how, like, you're taught when you're in a writing class as well,
Yeah.
like certain things to write at certain levels. And you can actually, if you forget it on the first draft, most AI bots will allow you to revise.
Oh,
Say,
yeah.
revise this at an 8th grade level, that type of thing, or make this more informal. So I think the other thing, and what I like about what's coming out with some of the tools like HubSpot's Breeze AI, I know that there's a couple of others that have the same thing. You can put your brand voice in. With HubSpot, what's wild, I did our brand voice, because we have Content Hub and can do Content Remix and all that, even though we don't have the social bot yet, or social agent yet. I basically just told it to read our website and tell me what it thought our voice was.
What did it come back with?
It came back pretty accurate, actually.
Yeah.
I don't have it in front of me, but I was really
That's fascinating
surprised.
to me. Yeah. Yeah.
And I did the same for a client, and I sent it to them, and they're like, yeah, that's pretty close. I would just also, like, I want something in there about being, like, a little irreverent or a little edgy. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, just so you know, your current website isn't edgy or irreverent, or it would have come back with that, because those are some of the things that it has.
Yeah.
I've also seen some tools that just have, like, 6 things for voice, like friendly, open,
Yeah.
formal.
Yep.
HubSpot has like 20 or 30 in there, which is really nice. But you can also, if you don't have that, though, you've got to put that in your prompt. So anything that it's not already tapping into, it needs to go in your prompt. If you're in
Yes.
ChatGPT, you've got to tell it your voice, you've got to tell it your brand style, those types
Yep.
of things.
Yep. Which is actually a really good kind of lead into providing examples of what you want. So you could say, like, read this blog post, provide a link, and then using that voice, make me the next thing, right?
Yep. The other one is if you're doing images, the style of the image. And this one killed me because I got to one where they had a drop down of all the styles, and I was like, holy crap. So there's like realistic, there's photo, there's
Oh, yeah.
film photo, there's, there's anime, illustrated, like there's like, there was like 20 or 30
Yeah.
different ones. So if you're getting stuff back and you're like, this isn't what I want, look at style. Style and voice are typically things that will hit you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the other thing you can do is give it an example. If you have a case study that you want to do on a different topic, you can give it the current case study and
Yeah.
tell it to write you something in a similar format about a different topic
Yep.
and let it know. You can also paste a lot of information in there. I think that's a good one for summarize as well.
I
Depending
actually
on
used that for a volunteer thing. I had like a 900-page document that I needed a summary of. And I said, can you tell me, it was a transcript. I was like, tell me who spoke, tell me the topic that they talked about, tell me the broad themes, and tell me the outcome. And it came back. I mean, it probably took like a minute to just like ingest this 900-page PDF and spit out like main themes. It was amazing and super helpful.
Yeah, and I've for large documents, like I always joke that if I was like a legislator, I would use it to summarize bills all the time.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you try to read them, but like you hear all the things about like, oh, they gave us this 900-page bill an hour before we need to actually vote on it. Well, guess who can summarize that thing in about 5 minutes? So that's a really good one. So
Yeah.
if you have an example, give it an example. And most of the time you will. Like, you can also give it an example of a web page. You can just give it a link to an example. Like, write product information for this new product. Here are its features formatted like this page where I've got another product. So that it gives you stuff that will populate in. You know what I haven't thought of, Caitlin?
Tell me.
If we created a web page with Greek text, like in the placeholder, if it would write on the topics we needed to fill that space. Like I'll bet it would count the characters or lines.
Oh,
and it
I
would
tell
write
I
to fill the
tell
space.
I tell GPT that all the time. Write me 3 sentences on. Write me, make it shorter, make it longer. Like, yeah.
I was playing with the doing a virtual podcast, like writing the whole thing, but then having an AI voice it. Just to see how you could do that. And so I had to figure out like, okay, if I was doing like a 15-minute, like Barbara Corcoran's is like 15 minutes. It's very fast. She does 3 questions. And it's nice when you're in the car for a short trip. I was like, so I'm like, how many words is that? So I had to go like, look at how many, it's about 2,500 words. So it's like, write me something, 2,500 words on this topic, do an intro for a podcast on it, do a close for a podcast, and announce that the next topic is XYZ.
Yeah.
And it came back with a lot. And then I was like, okay, break it into 3 main topics. And so then it does that. And so then you've basically got 3 4-minute topics, an intro and an outro, and boom, it's a 15-minute podcast episode.
Yeah.
And then you give it to an AI voice that's hopefully realistic and they read it and you could upload. But then I'm like, oh, the ethics of this make me just squirm. Like,
that's been my whole kind of touchiness about it from the get-go. I mean, we talked on our last episode about image generation and what does that look like, and are we protecting our intellectual property, and I'm still cognizant and wary of that, but the thing that has kind of assuaged my nervousness is just the input, like the human input and the speed at which things process. That like I could get to the same result, it just would take me so much longer.
Yeah, I'm 100% comfortable with like researching topics. I'm 100% comfortable with like having it summarize a blog post and do my meta description for me.
Yeah, totally.
Recommend keywords, things like that I know that there's data out there that it's getting and coming back with.
Yeah.
I think I'm still struggling with, okay, even if it wrote the whole like 15-minute episode and I read it and edited it so that it was, because I think that you do need that piece there. And probably send it to a proofreader also. Just that'd be interesting. How good is AI?
How good is AI's grammar?
But
is that an M dash or an N dash AI? You better figure it out.
Like, could you actually do could you do a daily podcast for 15 minutes about a topic? Like, and is that valid information? Is that good information? Is that something that should be done? So that gets into the ethics of AI, which we probably don't have time for today. But basically, coming back around, like giving an example of what you want it to be. There are also things with AI where I know that Content Remix, I mentioned that in HubSpot, they have a case study tool where you can upload like a video interview you did with a customer or a recording of an audio that you did with a customer where you're just interviewing them. You can send it to a web page. You can give it stats, results, whatever. And it will take all of that and format it into a case study.
That's fascinating.
Pulls out key stats, pulls out a quote from your customer from the video or whatever. It's pretty interesting to see how that is. It's limited now, but I do think that it's just really going to take off in 2025.
Yeah.
I think this is my other kind of favorite or like refinement tool is asking follow-up questions.
Well, you do that anyway. Tell me more. Tell me more about that ChatGPT.
Did I tell you that Dorothy used it against me?
Yes.
Not against me, but like she repeated it back to me. She said, "Tell me more about that." And I was like, "What is happening?" I thought I had more time before she turned into actually tiny me.
No, you birthed the tiny me, and you're gonna deal with the consequences.
I was so amazed and also so proud, and then
mildly terrified.
Still just gobsmacked. Wild. Yeah.
That'll be fun. Like if your mom and dad notice that like they're like, Caitlin, she is really a little you. I'm sure they do.
We were with Tyrell's family over the weekend, and they said that because he was a chatterbox, and one of his uncles was like, "Man, she just doesn't stop, does she?" And we're like, "No, she doesn't. We're very tired." And he was like, "Yeah, I mean, you earned that, every bit of it." So anyway, the point is ask follow-up questions.
Well, and I think that the interesting thing is it knows context, right? So years ago, it was like at least 5 years ago, I think Google started doing context. No, it was oh God, it was more than that because it was when Obama was president. Because that was the example they used.
It's been 84 years.
You can ask a question like, who's the president of the United States of, Google, or even I don't want to say her name, but the one from Amazon, because there's one.
She'll turn on. Yeah.
I don't need to hear that. But you can ask a question and then you can follow up contextually, like who's the president of the United States, and you can follow up after it tells you with who's his wife, and it knows the his, just like we do, is referring back to the president. So these AI chatbots are an expansion of that, and they do get context, so you don't have to repeat your whole prompt. You can revise as you go. But same thing is like, I did one because I was just feeling especially spicy. I asked it 10 blog topics on a specific thing. And then I was like, great, write a 300-word blog post for each topic, which is not the way to do it because it was just this giant mess.
Oh, my God.
But it did it. I mean, but then I would have to copy and paste, whereas if I told it to like write a post on topic 1, it would do it, and then I could automatically paste it into a blog post. But I think, go ahead.
The contextual nature and my experience is really with like ChatGPT is like each of those little windows, right, is a conversation. And so you're using the previous information, and this is what makes it generative, right? Is like it's using the context that you've already provided to give you the answer. And as you ask those follow-up questions or add additional information or context, it's adding to that historical knowledge, if you will, or information, and then can come up with a more potent, informational, specific response for you.
Yeah, and you can get more specific. I think price is a good one, especially if you're using it for like a shopping bot. It'll give you
Learned that.
everything, and you can say, please refine to show me only things like under $100 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Or with our, what content marketing strategies for small business, you could have it refine those to be, you could ask it, what would
Industry
it cost me to use an
specific
agency
or-
for
yeah.
these? Which of these are under $1,000 a month?
Mm-hmm.
If I have limited resources, what's the best way to implement these? You can also sometimes dovetail off of an idea. So you can ask it, you can say, hey, take the second paragraph and expand that into 10 bullet points for me.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of things you can do when you're asking the follow-up questions. It is my favorite. And you just end up this like big, long conversation, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And eventually it will be. They'll have like a voice chat thing and you'll just
I don't want you to
talk
read it to me.
and it'll talk back to you.
No.
We'll be just doing blog posts from the car and never actually reading them. We'll just be hearing them.
I have started to use voice memos more specifically, or like voice to text. I think those have also gotten stronger, but
I do voice to text as well. Yeah, it's gotten much better. I think the Apple Intelligence is fantastic. I've been playing with it on the iPhone with Siri, and it's been doing a much better job.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It summarizes text messages for you. So my brother sent a really long one the other day, and it summarized it in like 8 words. And I sent it back to him. I'm like, this is how it's summarized. And he's like, that's pretty perfect. And I'm like, yeah, so you're just overly wordy. Like you could talk less.
Verbose. That's me.
All right. So I feel like we're good. So hot buttered rum. These are some tips for perfecting AI prompting that we gave you. So detailed and specific. Yes. The more detailed, the better. If you have 2 pages of detail you want to give it 2 pages of detail. Like that's okay. Give us some examples. Examples are beautiful. Ask your follow-up questions. That's really where the magic is. Like sometimes I'll start with a really basic prompt and then I'll just continue to refine and go deeper to get closer to what I want.
Well, it's also like the idea of I know what I don't want, where it's like, and the first answer is not usually what I want. So it's like, okay, you're close in this part, but tell me more here, or
don't reference
leave out
topic
this.
A.
Exactly.
You can actually in your initial prompt give it negative prompting as well.
I remember this. Yeah.
Don't prompt for this. Don't use this. Like you could even tell it things like swear words are okay, or don't use swear words. Don't use overly flowery language, that kind of thing. Be as concise as possible. Like whatever you want to tell it, you're putting those rails on, right? You're quite literally putting it in a box of what it's able to do and not able to do. Yeah. And then you can always expand out. If like it hits on something that like, and you're like, oh, I want more of that. You can ask for
or
more
I didn't think about that thing initially. Yeah.
Or sure. I didn't think that would be in there. I definitely don't want that in there. Please take it out.
To get out. Yeah.
Yep.
As always, you can find our agency at Antidote_71. And if you have a question you'd like to send our way, you can visit ctapodcast.live. Or if you would like to leave us a message and get a cocktail book, Hot Buttered Rum won't be in there, but others are. You can leave us a voice message on our hotline at 402-718-9971. And your question will make it into a future episode. We'd love to hear from you.
100%. And if you leave us your address, we will not dox you, I promise. We don't do that here, but we will send you a lovely book. I was actually just jumping in to see if we had any voicemails at all in that inbox. Podcast.
10. None.
Well, we have 15, but they're all unknown and empty.
Aww.
So it's actually no voicemails. It's just calls received.
Don't be shy. Leave us a message.
Yeah, I mean, I could put out the phone numbers that these are from, but nobody left a message, which...
You said you weren't going to dox people.
I won't. But I will have to go in and just double check and make sure. Maybe I need to call it and make sure that it's recording a voicemail, because it should be. I tested it when we set it up, but anyway.
Zach, cut all of this out. Cut all of that out.
I think it's fine for people to hear. So we have another episode coming next week. We are getting back into some lesser holiday drinks and more into some fun stuff. This one will be interesting. It's the Italian espresso martini. What makes it Italian, you say? We will find out on that
wondering
episode.
the same thing. Yeah.
Because we will not be discussing it here. And our
No
topic
spoilers.
will be understanding the nuances of B2B and B2C marketing. So business to business versus business to consumer marketing. So that'll be great with an Italian espresso martini. I am looking forward to that one and finding out what exactly makes it Italian instead of
It's
just
the nuance.
espresso.
See what I did there?
It is the nuance. All right.
See you next time.
That does it for us.
Okay, love you. Bye.